Should teachers require parental consent when children under 16 want to change their names or pronouns?
I think the parents should be involved up to the age of 16. The kids, as much as they think they know it all, they still need their parents' guidance.
When I was 16, I don't think I had the wherewithal to really make a sound decision on that. And I think it needs to be discussed as a family first, and then with the teachers. And the teachers should, yes, have a parental consent.
Yes. Because at 16, you can't even learn to drive until then. They're so young, they need to be children first, and then figure out who they are.
Yes, I believe they should, yeah. Because as we well know, people under 16, their brains aren't fully developed, their reasoning skills aren't fully developed, so they really don't know. They haven't experienced or lived enough to know really what they want. I mean, they might want to be a pronoun this week and a completely different one next week. So yes, I think the parents should have control over that.
I think so. I think they need guidance. I think they need help. I think they need to be informed on the advantages or disadvantages or the outcome of that decision, because it would be a permanent decision. So I think so.
So I think no, because we know that queer children are uniquely at risk for abuse in their homes. Being queer and being vulnerable in any way increases a child's risk of being abused by a parent. When a school discloses that kind of information to a parent, it may open up a child to abuse. And if a child under 16 doesn't feel comfortable sharing that information with their parents, there's probably a good reason. And that child probably knows best how their parents are going to respond.
I think it's up to the parents. But children are easily manipulated. They're the most, vulnerable in our society, really, to outside influence, because they're not an adult. They don't have the experience or the, critical thinking skills yet to actually understand what they're being taught.
I'm sort of torn on that because there might be other issues at home that we don't know about. And so I'm sort of torn on that part. For the teachers have to do what the child wants. But as far as the teacher informing the parents, I'm still on the fence about that one.
I don't see the harm of a 14 or 16-year-old. There must be a million things that the 14 or 16-year-old is already doing that their parents are maybe never going to find out until they're an adult. And it doesn't make any sense to, I think it's a greater harm to force them to let their parents know, because, I've worked in child protection. I've worked with parents and, they're well-meaning, but, they're going to find out eventually. It's not like the person can use his pronoun. He can't formally change his name until he's an adult. So it's just the school, as far as I can see, supporting that person in that community. And then it's that person's choice. So yeah, I don't think that you should be forced to.
I don't know. I think each generation, they have their own thing, right? It was the flower power at one point. It was the rock, metallic, and like each generation, they have their own way to explore and express themselves. I don't think kids are causing harm to themselves by if someone's daughter or son say, I want to go by they, them. I don't think if that's one thing they want to explore, it's not harming them. And I'm as the parents of two kids, I have no problem with that.
Absolutely. No, I think they should be called whatever their birth certificate says, and that's the way it should be until they're 16 and the right state of mind and appropriate age to change. Before that, they're wishy-washy. And yeah, the media can also change that too. They watch television, they watch this stuff, and they see a program that they like or somebody that's popular, and then all of a sudden they don't think they know who they are and they want to change that, but that could change in a year. So they should obviously be the right age for sure.
The legislation on the books that requires parental consent, I know that they're trying to do the right thing, but I don't think that it's necessarily a black and white thing, as the legislation suggests. Alternatively, when school boards say that things should be kept secret from parents, I don't think that's the right approach either. I think, as with many things, the real answer is somewhere in the middle. It's frustrating to see that neither side of the equation wants to find that middle. They just want to stake their ground and yell at the other side. I don't think it serves the kids or anybody else.
I think it's a discussion that parents should have with their kids, absolutely, because it's their children. But I'm sure you recall growing up as a teenager, we always rebel against our parents at some age, right? We don't always tell our parents everything. I think a child does have rights as well, but up to a certain point, parents should be involved with these kinds of decisions.